Hi, my name is Khuraira, founder of Khuraira Cosmetics. Today, our topic is about defining the brows. We get a lot of emails from fans and clients about how to define one's brows. So, I have four wonderful tools that I want to share with you. First, the brow fix is clear. It has no pigment, no residue. It just helps in setting the brows, and also if you want to take off any excess, that's great for that. Next is a pencil. Depending on your complexion, some people that are like dark complected, this is a dark brown. There's some people that have jet black hair, you can use a black pencil. Or for blondes or people with auburn hair, use a pencil accordingly. The next is the brow definer. Brow definers are great, even if some people not necessarily don't have to use a pencil. People that I recommend to use pencils are ones that have kind of pockets with their brows. Pocket means when you have like holes on even areas that you need to fill, or a scar. That is very important to put a pencil first, then set it with kind of fill it in over with the powder, then set with the brow gel. Brow brush, very important. Q-tips not allowed. So let's start our class. I'm going to start by combing my brows upwards using the clear brow gel. Why first the clear brow gel? This will help to set it, and also when applying the pencil or powder, it won't grab as much and make it heavy. Okay, then the next step is to start and define the brows from where you start and to where you finish. Brows at starting point is at 90 degrees. So right here, you're gonna go right straight over your nostril. So you just can do, if you want, if you don't have those perfect brows, do like a little stroke, just a teeny tiny one. And then take, using the tip and in an angular style, fill in. I like to give a nice finish at the bottom of the brows, so that way it looks nice and clean and very defined. And when you need to stop with the angle, is at 45. Okay, and now your arc is right at the middle of, slightly off the middle of the eye. You see where my pencil is? That's where you need to create your arc. So if you don't have an arc, fake it. Now what you do with that, you can go right there on top and do it. And then avoid making it rounded, then start right at the end of that arc and fill in from the top. Okay, now we're gonna go back to the beginning. For people that have fuller brows in the beginning, you don't have to pencil in at all or fill in with powder. For me, it's full here, but I have space over here, so I need to fill it in with pencil, and I'm doing like hair-like strokes, so I'm barely touching the skin, barely, because you don't want to make it heavy. I always tell my clients that having the perfect brows really creates 75% of your eye look, and I mean it. And that can also give you an instant eye lift. And I hope I will convince you of that by the time I'm done with this demo. So what I'm doing again is using that brow gel to saturate the pencil. Okay, done. Now I'm going to take my brow brush, dip it into the powder, No blowing, no brushing, kind of tap it. Use a tissue paper if you don't want to mess up your hand. And go right using the tip of that brush, the same way you did the pencil, avoiding areas where you have a lot of hairs. Very important. When you have too much of, like sometimes people have like a chunk in the middle or at the end or the beginning, make sure you just don't powder it more. Avoid that area and go to areas that really need the coverage or the filling rather. Voila. So now I'm going back to my favorite thing again, the brow effects. This again sets and gives a nice finish. Hello, what did I say? Literally a left, got one eye, and the other without. The other with and the one without. My other fun part of doing a brow is really using either a camouflage, like today I'm using a camouflage, a dual camouflage, or using an eye primer. I'm using the lightest part of the dual camouflage, sorry. And I'm gonna go right under the brow bone. This is like really cleaning all that residue or highlighting by definition. Just not too much. And then blend inwards. Really blend it out. It doesn't matter what you do in makeup. Eyes, brows, face, under eye. One thing you have to bear in mind is blending. When you get used to blending, you will always have a flawless look. You just don't want to have it looking back at you. When you have that makeup and you can really see it and it's not pleasant looking at, just take the brush, lightly blend. And then sometimes when the lighting is too much, depending on where you're doing your makeup, you might not see. Take your hand and go over your brow or your face, you see much better. See that? Go that way. Love, love. My gel again. Now, ladies, seriously, which brow would you take? This or this? I know which one to take. I definitely gonna take no, this. Because you know what? It makes my eye look nice and finished, and it really lift my eye, totally lift my eye. So let's recap. First, brow filling, we start with a brow gel. Pencil in where necessary. Brow gel again. Get your brow brush, powder, fill in spaces. Avoid where there's a lot of hairs. Set with the gel. Set with the gel. Then to finish the whole eyebrow look, highlight. You can use an eye primer, a concealer, depending on how emollient to your concealer. If it is too creamy, don't use. Camouflages or eye primers are best in doing under, or a light eyeshadow, but make sure it's kind of matte in pigment. Avoid the ones that have a lot of shimmer, except if you just want to highlight the brow bone. All right. Thank you so much for listening. I hope this was helpful. Visit us soon.